when you've experienced something like that, then you really know how to work with stuff, right? And then you really come to some kind of level of peace about the experience, right? It doesn't haunt you in the same way. It doesn't, disturb you in the same way, right? And that's a kind of a wisdom, right? To kind of walk around and really seen or felt grief, for instance. I'm just using grief as an example, really felt grief fully, right? Physically, emotionally, mentally, right? Then you have a chance of getting to some kind of spiritual level about it. So potentially what I'm saying is that plain old yucky feelings can actually be very, very spiritual. Right? Like the most horrible feelings you could have, like shame, for instance. Like shame's really horrible feeling to have, right? You can walk around with shame and it can be a very powerful experience for you, rather than something that's incredibly belittling inside yourself. You just want to become so small, that feeling which shame does to you. So this is what you do around people all day long. Do you understand? If you get in touch with that in your body, right, then shame won't be doing this to you. Shame will be doing this to you, and it will open you rather than close you. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you can integrate the experience, right? And remember what I said, it's something that either you feel you can do yourself, or you may have to find someone to help you with that, right, process. But it's very important that, if you really want to have a good chance at being able to, live a spiritual life, this is the job, this is the task at hand. You can forget about all the, study, meditation, This is after 22 years. We're back to basics. If you got to do that groundwork, And I know I've said this to you before, but I've got you here now, and I'm going to talk to you about it for a good hour. Until you get it. There is no shortcuts to this process, There is none. And at some point in time, you're going to have to face yourself. Do you want that to be at your deathbed? Because that's when it will happen. If you don't do it now, that's when it will happen. And not to say that'll be too late. But the thing is, you could have lived your life with that experience before you died. The power that comes from that. Right? So, if you're doing this process of just being present to whatever happens, right? That means then that you have to be open You have to listen. And you can't put any, how do you say, restrictions. There cannot be not today. Today is not a good day, right? There can't be a, I've got too many things to do. There can't be a, I've got responsibilities. I know some people have responsibilities. Sometimes you've got to make choices, you know, and just let the responsibility go for a little bit. Allow yourself that opportunity, you know. Nor can you have the limitations or restrictions of, I can't do this right now, right? Or I'm not strong enough for this, right? Or I don't want anyone to see me like this, you know? There's ways to work around that. If you don't want anyone to see you like this, don't go and see people. Right? Take the week off work. Give yourself a break, you know. I mean, people take holidays, but maybe the most important holiday to take is the one where you do this. You know? But you get what I'm saying, right? Don't put restrictions. It's very interesting when you stop putting the restrictions, what happens? The things that you were scared of don't actually happen. Like you think it's going to take you over. You think it's going to be overwhelming. You think you're going to be a wreck for the next week or whatever. And maybe you will be a wreck for 4 days or whatever. And maybe you're just going to cry for 4 days straight. Is that a problem? Maybe it'll be the best cry you've ever had. And maybe finally you will finally release it. Not just from your heart, but from your bones and your muscles. Do you see what I'm saying? At that level. It's really interesting, you feel the difference. It's really interesting that if you ever, this is a good exercise. I know we're talking about crying. I like crying. For me, crying is really like healing, very healing for me, and I'm not afraid to cry. Some people are, right? But it's really interesting. Like, see the way you cry. What is it like when you cry? Is it like a complete wailing crying, ah, you know? Or is it like a total inner kind of experience? Right? What is it like for you? What does your breathing do? It's really interesting to watch yourself in this process, you know? You learn so much about what is this process for you? You know, am I really holding back? Am I putting limitations? Am I scared? Right? It's really interesting. You learn a lot when you just kind of be a witness to your grief. What is it like? You know? Do you feel like only part of you does it? You know? Is there a part of you that's kind of just holding back, you know, or just making sure that the crying happens in a way that's okay? You know? I mean, what would it be like if you really just let go, you know? What would it be like? Just let it go. Just fully be present to that experience. You know, whatever that experience is. Just fully give yourself over to it. You know? And the reason why integration is such an important, powerful step towards living a spiritual life is because living a spiritual life is about that, what I just said. It's totally about surrendering. If you can't surrender to yourself and to your experience, do you think you'll be able to do it to something higher? I put it out there. You know? It's really interesting when I have a meeting with my teacher, you know, it's when I become really aware of what my fears are, what my doubts are. It's really interesting. It's only at those times and I'm like, oops. You know, I really get confronted. Right? And it's very similar to when you're experiencing yourself. You can see how you doubt yourself, you know, or how you don't honor yourself. So you need to figure out what that means for you. You know, what is honoring yourself? For me, I give you an example. I honored myself by telling all my students, I'm having a really difficult time. See you later. Leave me alone. That's what I did. You know? And that was really good. It was really good not to allow that sense of responsibility. It's just a sense of responsibility. It comes from me, right? It's not about you or who you are. It's about me and what I think my responsibilities are, right? For me, I needed to acknowledge that for myself, right? Hey, it's okay for me to say this, you know, like, it's okay for me just to take myself out of the picture just for a little while, right? Everyone's going to be okay. Now, if they're angry with me, they're upset with me, oh well. No, honestly. That's honoring yourself, you know, is saying, well, this is what I need. This is what I need right now, you know, and if you like it or you don't like it, I'm sorry. You know, but this is what I need to do now. So I can be a better person for you, you know, so I can give again. Kind of thing, yeah.